Welcome, people, to Catherine's Low Income Prepping number 7. Anyhow, I'm going to be doing this video today to talk about some food because tomorrow I'm going to go food shopping and I'll be picking up some preps, food preps. One of the things I think you should think about is putting some 5-gallon buckets of some basics. Now, you can live with rice and beans. I know everyone says that, and I don't mean to rehash it, but I just want to tell you what I do. You take a bag of rice, a small bag. You can buy rice, believe it or not, in mylar bags, like the yellow rice, the certain kinds of flavored rices and stuff. You can buy them in mylar bags. You can take them. You want to get ones as close to, with stuff in them that doesn't go rancid. Now, those like Lipton meals and stuff like that, they have stuff in them that will go rancid. But you can get certain kinds of rice that have salt and some flavoring and spices in it. You can buy these yellow packets. I forgot what they're called. But you take them, and I buy the smaller ones along with a pound of beans or 10 ounces of beans, whatever packets they happen to have that are cheap. And I put them in the freezer. And it's 15 at a time. And that's about what will fit of those into a 5-gallon bucket. Now, I leave them in the packages they come in because they're in plastic bags for the beans. And they're in kind of a mylar bag for the rice. I mean, you can't beat that. You don't have to pay for it. And I just take them and I put them in the freezer for 3 days. And then I take them out of the freezer and let them be at room temperature for 3 days. Okay? So then you can take them once you know there's no moisture and they're dry, and you can put them in your bucket. And if you do have bay leaves, you could throw some bay leaves in there. I've been having problems where I live here in Georgia finding bay leaves. They seem to have pretty much everything else but the bay leaves. I mean, I used to pick them up at the Dollar General, but they no longer have them there. The other thing I'm going to pick up is I'm going to pick up some liquids, drinks, a couple flats of water, some teas. I'm going to pick up some flavored waters, and I'm going to pick up a couple other things because I have various containers that I keep extra water in totes, and I have a what would you call it, a cooler that I keep upstairs that I keep drinks in, and that's where I'm going to put the flavored water containers. And I have some sodas, and down in my closet down here I have some cheap sodas. I figure I don't care if they're not Coca-Cola. I like Coca-Cola better than Pepsi or RC or any of those other ones. And, I like root beer and I like orange drinks. So it's good to have those. And I buy some flavored orange, not flavored, but juices in the smaller cans. It's more expensive that way than the bigger cans. But they're good. You can use them before they go bad. Just open one at a time, drink them, and you're done. And since there's just 2 of us that would drink the juices, that works out good. So anyhow, tomorrow I'm going to expand that a little bit. I'm going to do the rice and beans. And then I'll probably pick up some granola bars and some Rice Krispies. Now, I know people say Rice Krispies. It's not good to eat. But anyhow, I enjoy eating them. So also, please like and subscribe this video. I need to start doing that at the beginning of the video. I keep forgetting to do it in the middle and at the end. So, I like Rice Krispie treats. I did a lot of backpacking a few years back, and I hiked up and down the Appalachian Trail, and Rice Krispies kind of became my go-to meal when I didn't want to make oatmeal. It was oatmeal Rice Krispies, and that was pretty much it for breakfasts. So I'm also going to pick up some canned goods. I'm going to replace my vegetables that I've used, my canned things. Now, I do 2 shopping trips a month. Excuse me, my sinuses are bothering me. I do 2 trips a month to do my shopping, the majority of it. I go out a little bit, pick up a few things on the 1st, but on the 7th and the 11th, I go out and do some shopping. So I intend to also pick up some meats and some odds and ends, and a few days get by until I go out again on the 11th. I'll get some more money on the 11th, and I'll go out then, and I'll fill in the rest of it. I always go with a list. I try to get what I can with my food stamps because I'm on a fixed income. That's why it's low income prepping. I used to work as a security guard. I got hurt a long time ago in my security work, and I had a hard time getting around for a while. I had a hard time doing things. I was able to get on SSI. Of course, I'm pretty much better now, but I still have knee problems and back problems, shoulder blade because it got broke, and a few other problems that I have now. And so I get a fixed income. And it's hard to prep on the low income. You know, you have to decide, well, you got to pay your bills, you got to do this, you got to do that, and you have to choose. Now, I buy a lot of used clothing, used items. I try not to buy anything new unless I have to, and then I buy it at the Dollar Tree, good low-budget store. Except for now, it's the $1.25 Tree. I think they should change the name. And they have, oh, by the way, they have $3 to $5 items also. So, Walmart's great, but Walmart is still a little bit expensive on certain items, especially clothes and stuff like that. I buy a lot of used clothes. I just bought 2 blouses at a second-hand store called Granny B's here near where I live, and they seem to be pretty nice blouses, and I'm going to wash them, make sure they're clean before I put them on, and so next time I do laundry, I got them tied up in a plastic bag right now to keep the house clean from them, just in case. You never know when you go to buy stuff at a second-hand store. So I intend to go shopping. I intend to pick those things up. I intend to get some other liquids. I intend to pick up a couple of dairy items we're going to need, and maybe a package of lunch meat, some condiments, some fruits, and some vegetables. Then there's some basic canned items I want to get, and a couple of dry goods. But I'm probably going to run out of money about there. Oh yes, got to get my pizza. I love pizza. I'm a pizzaholic. So I buy a cheap pizza, and then I put extra sauce on it from our jars of sauce. And I buy big jars of sauce. I don't buy pizza sauce, and I add some seasonings to it. And then I put olives and pineapple meats that I happen to have at the time. I do a few other things on it, and my partner, she likes pot pies, Salisbury steaks, and she also likes macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes, which, by the way, that's what we had today, was mashed potatoes and stew. And it came in a package, and it was a shelf-stable package, and it was stew. I don't think there was any meat in it, though. It would have kept in there if they would have done it so it could keep, I guess. It was vacuum sealed, and it said keep in a cool, dry place. That's about the only requirement on it. It was good for like a year and a half from now, but I went ahead and cooked it up today. I actually put it in the freezer because I didn't know it was shelf stable when it was given to us. It was actually some food that was given to us by one of the neighbors. So anyhow, we're going to pick up some food and stuff. Let's get on to things that are going on in the world. Well, the Ukrainians captured a Russian general. Yay for the Ukrainians. I hate to see anybody fighting. All Putin has to do is stop fighting. All he's got to do is withdraw his soldiers. He withdraws them over into Russia. Ukraine takes their part of the countries that he invaded. It's not a policing thing. It's not anything he has a right to do. He's invaded a sovereign country. Ukraine is a sovereign country. Whether or not it was part of the Eastern Bloc at one time, the Eastern Bloc, Soviet Union does not exist anymore, so he should get out of there and leave Ukraine alone. I think he's got other things he should worry about, like some of the countries south of his country. He's fought wars with them too. You remember Afghanistan? We just got out of Afghanistan. Well, guess who was there before us? Yes, it was Russia. And, nobody learns. We all keep all of our countries. And, it's not the people. The people haven't done anything to Russia. The people haven't done anything to Iran. They haven't done anything to North Korea. It's always the government. The North Korean government's a problem. The Chinese government's a problem. Russia's government's a problem. Because you get these megalomaniacs who take over the countries and set themselves up for life. That's kind of what Xing wants to do. That's what that guy in North Korea wants to do. I mean, maybe we can give him a free trip to Disneyland or something, because I hear he likes Mickey Mouse. And his father did, too. Maybe we could buy him off that way. It sounds crazy, but you're dealing with crazy people here. And Putin keeps saying, oh, nuclear this, nuclear that. We're going to fight back. Well, Putin's going to die. Millions upon millions of people, and maybe even billions of people, are going to die if Putin starts lobbing around nuclear weapons. This is just ridiculous. So, innocent people. I know I wasn't born in this world and to die in a nuclear war. I mean, that was something I had to worry about when I was a child. My stepfather, he got a rifle, and we had food stored in the basement in California. And my father was worried about nuclear war back then, and I dreamed about it for years after that. It's kind of like nightmares. I had other nightmares too, but anyhow, I was so glad when Kennedy stood up to Khrushchev at that time, and we got the world back in one piece. Now, Biden, he's our president, whether we like it or not. I mean, I don't like Biden. I wish he would just go away. But he is our president for right now. There's nothing else we can do about it until it's time to vote again and kick his butt out. So remember that. Vote and kick Biden out when you get a chance. Get more Republicans into the thing. And Republicans, understand that women want to have a choice about their bodies. Republicans, you don't have a right to tell another person what they can do with their bodies. The Constitution even says, in the Bill of Rights, says that we have the right to the pursuit of happiness. Read those documents. You're representing them by working in the government. I think it's about time. And people say, oh, it's a Christian world and we shouldn't be doing this and all this. Well, our Constitution and Bill of Rights says you have a right to your religion, but you also have a right not to believe in that religion. You have the right to take care of yourself. And if you read the Bible, God gives you freedom of choice. Okay? What right do people have to tell people what they can and cannot do? As long as they're not hurting anyone else. Let's get real out there, people. Let's quit fighting among ourselves. Blacks, whites, skinny, fat, yellow, red, whatever. Quit fighting among ourselves. Let's start working towards a positive, peaceful world. And that's all I got to say today. Give your family hugs. Tell them that you love them. Tomorrow may never come. Goodbye.